X-Men.
We are here to talk about Selene.
I'm very nervous about what kind of voice you're going to give her because I will not stop giggling at
Yeah,
the same
she's
time.
so stupid, but like in the best possible way.
And it was like,
She got
very
nothing
dramatic.
going on. Maybe Selene has an Italian accent.
Maybe.
Mamma mia, my granddaughter.
You know, I think Selene is actually probably close to Dorit.
I mean, she's lived so many places for so many centuries that I feel like her accent would be completely indecipherable at this point. That's absolutely right. And I'm now going to do a Dorit voice for Selene for the rest of the podcast. It's Selene! So Selene's mutant powers are the life force thing, but then also she's telepathic, but not as good a telepath as like
Emma.
Jean or Emma or those people.
Yeah.
She's also, though, an extremely powerful psychokinetic, meaning she's telekinetic, but she can only affect inanimate objects. She loves to like have telephone cables like snap and wrap around people. She loves that.
Yeah, a ton of bondage.
The point is that Chris Claremont didn't want to define her powers because he wanted her to be able to do anything at any time. So she just does all kinds of random shit, and it's like, well, it's magic.
And then you get to like the comics and you're like, what is happening?
She mostly just like drinks wine and is a bitch. But you know what? I love that for her.
She's a bitch. She likes to suck people's life energy and then loves like a costume theme party. She loves a theme.
No one loves a theme like Selene. Selene invented the theme party, actually, in 15,000 BC.
Yes.
And it's been the same theme ever since, which is hot sluts. And here's the thing. If I were 17,000 years old, I too would be pretty bored of doing anything but having parties.
She's just like, you know what? I think I want to go have like a little party called Navaroma.
Celine's crisis era of like, I'm trying to like be single for a minute. I just ate my ex-boyfriend and I'm going through it, you know, and then she just decides, you know what was great? Ancient Rome.
Can we go back?
So Nova Roma is a secret civilization in the Brazilian jungle. It is the home of Magma, a character who sucks. It's like Caesar died, we got freaked out, and a bunch of us moved with the help of this witch to this colony that we made in the jungle that we've hidden from everybody. The New Mutants wind up there. Selene is introduced as the mysterious sorceress wife of Senator Gallio. He dies by the end of the arc, but the big reveal is that Selene is actually the black priestess of this cult that is under Nova Roma in the volcano.
She is sacrificing all those
Sacrifices virgins to the volcano and drains their life force, and it keeps her young and beautiful forever. She gets a taste of Danny Moonstar and then becomes obsessed with Danny because it's a Chris Claremont story.
Sunspot throws Selene into the volcano and Selene's like, well, fuck, I'm going in the volcano, I guess. And all the other New Moons are like, what the fuck did you just do? We're not supposed to do that.
We're not supposed to kill people.
And he's like, I had to throw her in the volcano.
And she apparently dies. But, you know,
she's immortal.
Which they don't know at that point, but she's gonna pop back up. Anyway, point is, Rachel comes to Earth, is lost. This guy who owns a gay club takes her in to like let her have a shower or whatever. And then Selene eats Rachel's new gay bestie. And from that moment on, it is basically she senses Rachel's power and decides to play with this new prey that's exciting. But one of the things that's really cool about it is we learn that when Selene absorbs someone's life force, she also gets all their memories.
Right.
So she kills this guy, Nick Damiano, and leaves his body for Rachel to find. Professor Xavier shows up with the X-Men, and he is able to, like, you know, banish her, essentially. And she flees into the night and, like, runs away. Then she shows up at a jewelry store on Park Avenue, owned by Friedrich von Rome. He's not important. He, however, is the hereditary high priest of the cult of Selene. She's like, hello, I'm in need of a place to live. And she, like, makes him buy her a house, which is very funny. I need power. I don't know where I'm going to get power, but I would like some. I'm in this concrete jungle of yours. I've been in the actual jungle for like 3,000 years, so I need a little help here. Where am I going? And so he decides, well, the Hellfire Club, Black Queen position is vacant because the whole Dark Phoenix thing didn't work out so hot. And then he brings her before Shaw. And she displays a lot of scary powers, godlike feats of mystical strength. There's just too much magic going on. They're not comfortable. They have never had a Hellfire Club application go quite this way. Tessa is like, oh, this is really, really bad. Selene goes, would you like a further demonstration? And he's just like,
Tessa, what the fuck do I do?
Tessa, analyze. Okay, my analysis. This is a bad situation, and you need to de-escalate this situation so that we can kill her privately. And they let her in immediately. But they spend the entire 80s trying to figure out how to kill her. So that's where actually the Firestar mini comes in. Emma murders that pony because she's trying to groom Firestar into an assassin who can kill Selene. When Rachel and Amara at one point try to kill her, and that's when they dress up in their little maid costumes, and she like enraptures Rachel and turns her into like a mind slave and offers her to Sebastian as a pet. And Tessa is like, hey,
use them to kill her. Do it now.
Take those and use them to kill her because, yeah, they're super powerful, and it doesn't super work out, unfortunately, because the girls aren't under the best brainwashing control, and the X-Men show up and it all goes kind of pear-shaped. That is when Xavier is like, hey, we're supposed to have a truce, thank you. And everybody is just kind of like, okay,
our bad,
you know. It's like, your girls attacked us, you know, which is a recurring theme here. My favorite is when Celine's just like, Rachel Summers tried to kill me, and Erica's like, no doubt with good reason, Celine. Like, you know, because he's met this woman and he knows she's bad news. Anyway, in 1985, a friend of the pod, Kulan Gath, mystically transforms all Manhattan into Conan times.
Well, everyone's freaking out.
It's like WandaVision.
Yeah. Beyond like the bubble, everyone's just like, what do we do? All our superheroes are stuck in weird costumes. WTF, how are we going to get out of this?
And then Selene, I think maybe she's at the mat or something, but she's standing between like two columns. It says, but hidden in nearby shadows. And she goes, careless as ever, Kulan Gath. Your enchantment has no effect on a sorceress who was old. Her power feared when this world was in its infancy.
She's like, you forgot about me.
Yeah, it's like, you forgot about me, Kulan Gath. And then she, like a vampire, literally like fucking Dracula, just like puts her cloak in front of her face and then vanishes into the shadows.
It's like, is the only hope Selene? And she's just like, yes, it is.
So it is literally WandaVision. Like, Kulan Gath's bubble is spreading and eventually will consume the entire Earth and turn it all into, like, time immemorial, whatever.
Someone gets their ass beat and they're like, Magma, why didn't you do anything? And she's like, I don't know. I suck.
I don't know. I'm just bad. I can't control my powers, but it's actually Selene. She goes, ha 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 ha. It's like a whole lot of ha's. I'm going to pose as Magma. I'm going to play everyone against each other and try to kill all of them and then seize control of the spell myself.
Yeah, she wanted to swoop in at the last minute.
It's actually her magic that wakes up Storm and Callisto and helps them remember who they are, which is how the whole thing gets resolved. Rachel eventually gets sick and tired of this woman trying to dom her and decides to kill her. And she phoenixes out, explodes the room. Selene goes, hey, what? Under attack, psychic and physical, but who?
Only Selene would be woken up by this gigantic TK explosion and be like, who the fuck is this?
Who is this? What's going on? So what happens with Nick Damiano? I mean, nothing happens with him. He's dead. R.I.P. to Nick, a gay king.
Rachel sneaks into Selene's room and it's like, look, it's Selene. She's sleeping so peacefully. You wouldn't even know that she's a 17,000-year-old vampire.
Set the scene. Set the scene, because this is an incredibly important characterization moment for Selene.
Oh, right. Right next to Selene's bed is a little mannequin dress form with Selene's outfit carefully laid on there.
Selene walks in at the end of a long day, strips off her corset, her tiny little panties, and her elegant cape, and hangs them carefully on a dress form mannequin beside her bed. Because I guess, I don't know, it's like a security blanket maybe. She just wants to turn if she wakes up in the night and be like, still there, my couture dominatrix outfit.
The best part is, Rachel goes, you killed him, you stupid bitch. I can't believe you did this. Where is the humanity? And Selene goes, stop. Wait, do you even know his name? She's like, I know this man's life inside and out. He was born in 1963, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's like, you don't even know him. And Rachel's like, wait. How did you do that? How do you know this? What the fuck?
And Selene's like, well, because I absorbed his soul. His name was Nick Damiano, by the way. Did you even ask? Rude, frankly. You were staying in his house. I ate him and I remember who he was. You're all mad about some guy you never bothered to ask about himself. Little selfish, Rachel. Little self-absorbed.
While she's being strangled by Rachel's TK.
Yeah, like, well, she's unbothered.
Yeah, she's just like... She's like, who's the bitch now, Rachel?
And then Wolverine goes, Rachel, stop, darling, before it's too late. Wolverine, I've come to take you home. No, you're not real. You're from my dreams. Still chasing, always hunting, here to kill me. Why, Logan? What have I done to fill you with such hate? Nothing. Yet. A trick. She's playing with my mind, or with yours, to make you save her. But I'd know it if she did. She's helpless. Then show mercy. To her? Never. Wolverine, no court, no human law can touch her. If I don't punish her, stop her, no one will. Maybe so. But who appointed you judge, jury, and executioner? Bold talk, little man, from a natural killer. That's right. We have something in common. We both killed. Odds are we'll kill again. But this, Rachel, this is murder. And so what's funny about this is, like, the whole time Selene is just watching. Just like, this is annoying. But, like...
She's just like, I want to see what happens next.
She's like, I wonder what's going to go on. What's going to happen here? It continues. She's like, the only way to stop me, Logan, is to kill me. And he does. She runs out into Central Park to the Ramble, which is very funny.
I know.
If you know anything about...
Yes.
That's a cruising zone for the flat scans. So it's just a funny Chris Claremont like wink.
Right.
But instead of gay guys cruising for hot sex anonymously, actually a woman being threatened by
She's
a
like
mugger.
getting mugged.
And then Selene goes, "Tonight, oh man, Selene does you the greatest of honors by taking your misbegotten life essence for her own." Sucks all of his energy in, and then suddenly she's hot again.
Yeah.
And she goes, "But to have to remember such a creature as this, Shemach." Now she has this guy's memories.
Yeah. And she's just like, yuck.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. "Yet such is the price demanded for my survival, the experience of the lives of those I slay, no matter how foul." And then the woman who was attacked looks up at her and goes, "You saved me. Thank you." And then Selene goes, "Or innocent." And then you just hear the woman screaming because Selene eats her too. She summons all the Lords Cardinal. Selene's like, she wants to kill all of us. And Shaw's like, "The X-Men don't kill. You're being ridiculous." And she goes, "Are you calling me a liar, Shaw?" And he goes, "And if I am." And then Tessa goes, "Shaw, Selene." Wolverine's intervention, the fact that he inflicted a near-mortal wound on a putative comrade, indicates that Phoenix may have broken with her teammates and become a rogue operative.
Well, the whole thing is like, because Rachel's mortally wounded, she's like crawling around in the park.
She's like running around Central Park, like bleeding out, and they're tracking her.
Yeah.
The X-Men are using Caliban to try and find her.
Yeah. And Selene's form of Caliban is,
Yes.
"Look at this man. I will turn him into a feral dog."
Selene says, "Your carelessness, Friedrich, nearly caused my death, but I offer you this opportunity to atone for your transgression." And he just bends over and goes like, "Ah!" and like becomes a dog man. And she goes, "Find her blood scent." Friedrich says,
As my
goddess commands."
And everyone's like, "What the fuck just happened? Why is he barking?"
Shaw's like, "What the fuck is that?" Tessa analyzed. And she goes, "Most probably a specific voluntary transmutation talent akin to lycanthropy activated through some psychic interface with Selene's own power." That's how we did it in ancient Anatolia, bitch. Anyway, he does manage to track down Rachel, but Rogue is trying to help. So Friedrich tears Rogue's costume. "Oh no, his bare skin is touching mine." Immediately, Rogue absorbs von Rome's power, his memories, the totality of his psyche, and since he was Selene's slave, she becomes the same. "Your blood, your heart, you wretched girl, are mine, and soon, so soon, your soul will belong to my goddess."
What are the rules here?
This is something that happens to Rogue sometimes, like minds that are more powerful than hers, and in this case, I guess it's Selene's mind influencing
There are a
von
lot of
Rome's.
minds more powerful.
Unfortunately for Rogue, there are a lot of minds more powerful than Rogue's. Then Rogue goes, "What?" And suddenly she is wrapped in rock and earth. "This prison of rock should hold you."
Also, Katie's like, "What the fuck? Like,
What is going on? Why is any of this happening? I hate it.
It was like, why does this vampire have the power to turn my friend into a feral child?"
Kitty sort of is like turning to Chris Claremont, like, "Can you explain her powers? Because we're very confused." Harry Leland. So he has the power over density, so he makes Colossus sink into the earth.
Yeah.
In a terrible outfit. Not as terrible as Shaw, who is in a purple romper with green thigh-high boots and opera gloves.
I like it. It's campy. It's festive.
Festive, certainly. Harry Leland's in like a blue romper with a cape. Rogue's like, "Peter!" and jumps in to help him. And Selene says, "I possess absolute control over any and all inanimate objects."
Hey, Rogue, wouldn't it be funny if I just deteriorated your gloves?
She's like, "Atom by atom, bitch." "My gloves! Selene's disintegrating them. I'm absorbing Peter's power. My body's turning to steel. He's become human, but Leland's still dragging him down. If I don't let go, I'll tear his arm out of its socket." So she lets go. Rachel's dying. It's all really bad. And then Nimrod shows up. And this is where the Hellfire Club and the X-Men finally make a truce because Tessa is like, okay, this is not good. And it all goes real bad, real fast. Like, Von Rome tries to fight Nimrod, and he is literally just vaporized. The sound effect is Fazatsk!
Yeah.
And Wolverine goes, "Cripes?" Friedrich gets completely disintegrated, and Nightcrawler goes, "The robot disintegrated him!" Which is like, yes, Kurt. We all saw that happen. They were just bleeding out and runs away and gets seduced by Spiral into the Mojo world. But the Nimrod stuff, it goes poorly for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Tessa is like, "Hey, Storm, the cops are coming. You want to come to our place?" And that's when sort of the truce between the X-Men and the Hellfire Club starts ramping.
Right. Well, it's also Storm, like, "Well, this is what we're going to do. You saw what happened to the barking man. Let's get it together."
That is unfortunately, apart from like her and Emma teaming up with Magneto to try and to successfully oust Shaw from the club.
They're sort of saying to Emma and Selene, like, you gotta choose between us. And it's like, instantly, they're like, Magneto.
They both pick Magneto. Emma says to Selene, do you really think, like, Shaw will let you maintain your holdings in the Amazon jungle if he yada, yada, yada? And she's like, ooh, Nova Roma, that does matter to me. Selene's like, I never really liked you to begin with. And then they both are just sort of, like, fawning over Magneto like a Frazetta painting, and Shaw is banished from the Hellfire Club.
And Shaw goes immediately to the Nimrod. And
yes!
Where he's like, all right, you want to fuck me?
I'm gonna fuck you right back. That's really all she does for the rest of the 80s. Like, she's not, this is the thing. Like, she's always around, she's super fun, but she doesn't really get to do much.
And she's super powerful, but it's always like...
But she's just vibing. Like, she doesn't really want to, like, work too hard.